Communist troops to seal off South Vietnam from the north.
The Israeli drive had now trapped the Egyptian Third Army in Sinai.
By now most people have heard of Y2K, the anagrams.
Mark Zuckerberg, creator of Harvard's TheFacebook.com.
If anybody from the outside asks how Neve came into being, so I say that it was a masterpiece of strategic planning. The truth was that I was running a yeshiva for men, and I put an advert in the Jerusalem Post for yeshiva courses. Now in the civilized world, and by that I mean England, the yeshivas are only for men, and therefore I was pretty shocked when women came. As the old saying goes, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So we decided to open up a program for women, and that's exactly how it happened. It quickly became clear that we were in the right place at the right time.
It was quite exciting. I mean, it was comparatively a new venture. The idea of organized work with Bali Tshuva. Throughout the years, the general direction of the school was growth. As the school got a little bit better known, and it had lower and higher levels of classes, there were a lot of women who came from even religious homes, but who had never had an opportunity to learn Torah in any way. They went to public schools. And here there was an opportunity. There was a school which catered for them.
Neve at that point, when the first year I was there, was in Bayit Vagan. It was sort of like an urban kibbutz. They cooked for themselves, they took care of themselves, and the teachers at that point were coming voluntarily.
I remember as a small kid that all Neve came to us for Shabbos. It was 10 girls.
It really started out in one apartment. They had the dining room, the classrooms, and the dormitory in one apartment. It was wonderful to get a real Jewish education.
I didn't have a place to tutor the girls. It was like in the middle of a hall someplace. There was a table, and you know, we just came and sat wherever we could find a spot and just learned together.
Eventually 2.5 weeks became 2.5 years because I went back the next year. After being in Neve for 2 years, I was definitely inspired to try to stay involved with Kiruv, and I really loved making the connections with the girls.
It was an amazing experience, and I made wonderful friends here.
In 1988, Neve moved on the campus. There was only a few buildings, a lot of mud everybody talks about and remembers from that time. None of the beautiful landscaping that we have now.
The 80s was a trip. There were a lot of bright, intellectual, questioning women, and we gave the teachers a run for their money. It gave me my life, gave me everything.
I was 37 years old. I had spent 15 years in an ashram. I walked into Neve, and suddenly this whole path opened up before me of Judaism and Torah. This is a path to God. That's what Neve showed me.
The 90s were more like everyone was doing their thing, and it was a very confusing time. It was the best decision I made coming here.
I realized that there was something that was going on that I needed to explore.
Neve has impacted me in so many ways. I was in the middle of my college experience when I landed at Neve, and after spending time in Neve, I realized, really, nothing excites me more than learning Torah.
You learn it, you live it, you experience it, and you grow to love it a lot.
I was so inspired intellectually that after one day of classes, I decided I wanted to stay. I was an atheist. We did Hanukkah, Pesach Seder, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. I spent 8 or 9 months at Neve. It was amazing. I definitely do not think I would be where I am today as far as Yiddishkeit goes, had I not spent that time in Neve. I've been in Kir for many years now, 17 years, and with my husband about 12 years. We've been with Emet. I go to college campuses, junior highs, high schools, married ladies. I talk to secular, to Beis Yaakov, and everything in between. I really do feel like the time that I spend in Neve gave me a sense that I can't just sit back and let so many Jewish women potentially miss what I got.
The year 2000, I mean, the whole Y2K scare had come and gone. I was this broadcast producer who took a 2-month leave of absence to learn at Neve Yerushalayim. Even one class was so much more enriching than anything I'd ever picked up from 10 years of being a celebrity interviewer. The Jewish stars are here at Neve Yerushalayim. There's no doubt about it. In addition to being a wife and a mother who resides in Israel, I am the producer and host of Aish.com's weekly podcast, which is called At Home in Jerusalem. It's something that could have never happened had I not gone to Neve Yerushalayim. 20 years later, I still remember these classes, and I remember the lessons that I need about Jewish home life, Jewish family, and it has propelled me to further the work that I do now on behalf of Jewish families.
I come from Panama, which makes it like we live in a bubble. I never met anyone. It was amazing. My favorite thing was going to a dining room where all of the seminaries were, and you had 1,000 people. It has opened up tons of doors for me, tons of opportunities, and because of this, I'm doing things in my life that for sure at 18 years old, I wouldn't have hoped for my life, even at 45 or 50.
I was just going to go for 3 weeks. I thought 3 weeks would be enough to learn everything there is about Torah. Learning at Neve, learning Torah at Neve made me expand in every direction.
At the time of my Jewish identity, I was looking for where I belonged. They call it the Neve bubble, but it really was like a bubble where you weren't judged. You could ask whatever you wanted.
My career I've given so much time to, and my own Judaism I'd never given any time to. I ended up staying teaching for Neve for 2 years, and because of that, I got introduced to someone else who was a real pioneer in the Jewish world, and they sponsored me on a green card to come to America to continue working in Jewish education and outreach, which is what I do now today for Olami. And I wouldn't be here, and it wouldn't have happened, and I wouldn't have the knowledge, the passion, the education, the commitment, and the sense of purpose if it wasn't for Neve. Neve became my home. It became my family. I just owe so much to Neve because they gave me a depth and wisdom and understanding and direction. It still makes me tear up.
I had always had 1,000 questions, but no real outlet to go to. So for me, Neve was extremely eye-opening in a holistic space as well as a personal space.
It's very scary to graduate from college and not kind of do the same thing that all your friends are doing, like go straight to the working world. Being here kind of put me in a scenario where for the first time, I was exploring my Judaism with girls who were all exactly like me.
I always felt connected to my Judaism, but I didn't actually understand that like my connection was like through a Jewish avenue. There's something very unique about being here between the staff and the girls that are here, and how everyone is just has this singular focus on working on yourself. Being at Neve like opened up a whole new world for me.
I came from South Africa, traditional background, Shabbos, lighting Friday night candles. I gained a better sense of self-awareness, a better sense of identity and like knowing where I come from, my Jewish roots, and a better sense of how I want to live and how I want to raise my family, my kids.
I knew what I wanted in my life, and I knew kind of what it took to get there, but I wanted to develop the tools and really the relationship with Hashem. Every single person that I meet in Neve inspires me.
I wanted to learn more about Judaism and how it applied to my life as an individual. Being here is very empowering and helps me feel like I can be a leader when I leave.
I can
cannot believe it's 50 years. I can't believe it.
50 years, I can't imagine like the cycles and cycles and cycles of people who started at Neve and are now grandparents, and their kids might be at another school on this campus.
To be part of 50 years, I feel very, very privileged and humbled by that.
There are 50 years of people that feel the exact same way I do, and 50 years worth of girls that's lives have been impacted.
This force has been in the world, and it's just been giving people the fullness of their lives.
Without Neve, just think about how many hundreds of thousands of families wouldn't be connected to Judaism.
To think how many women have been impacted and that I'm also a part of this chain.
It's incredible to be a part of that.
One of the major factors in the success of Neve has been our willingness to adapt to meet the needs of the students who are coming to us, whether it be the need for a new dorm, the Simcha Hall, all kinds of facilities which make life better for the Neve student of our time. We have a gymnasium today, and we are increasing its size in the near future. We also have an art studio in Neve, which is very much in demand. We have a garden which is fertilized entirely by the organic waste which is created in our kitchen.
I tell the girls all the time that there is no place in the world like Neve Yerushalayim.
All I can say is that working at Neve is one of the most inspiring jobs I can possibly imagine. The students are so inspiring, where they're coming from, where they're going. They're looking to get in touch with their roots, looking for a deeper meaning in life.
Rabbi handpicks these girls and brings them here in miraculous ways. Being a part of that is more than any dream in the world.
Anyone who's privileged to learn with Neve people, Neve girls, Neve women, gains much more than the women who are receiving from us.
When I'm in the front of my class and I teach my students, I don't see my students only. I see their children, their families they're going to produce. I see generations.
The families that will be made through our graduates marrying are going to significantly change the face of the Jewish people.
They were educating Jewish women to be Jewish women. Now that's something I'd like to be part of.
The proceeds of this campaign will be used to establish a proper scholarship fund to enable us to service the alumni who return to America in a more comprehensive way, to increase the amount of Neve Shabbatonim, which we make to encourage women to come to the school, what we call a taste of Neve, and also our continued efforts to keep the Neve campus as beautiful as it is today. Your donation will be instrumental in Neve's ability to play its part in ensuring the future of Am Yisrael. Thank you.
We hope that you will join us in celebrating a glowing past and an ever-growing future.
Neve was your home. Neve helped you and so many others to build a home. Let's reunite. Let's help all our sisters from all over the world come home. Thank you so much.
I am Neve.
I am Neve. I am Neve.
I am Neve.